how do you feel about Chef's Life being a failure?
I don't look at it as a failure. I look at it as a great opportunity to learn. If you don't kick the ball, you can't score.
Yeah.
And we kicked it, we threw it, we did everything, and I it only makes me a little bit more determined to do better. Oh, well, it's a big day. Oh, hello and welcome back to the Harley Market Podcast. Hot, fresh off the press.
Yeah,
We shut down Chef's Life
you did.
today. Today it was announced to the public on social media, to our creditors, to the grocery stores, to our investors. Well, they've all known for about a week now.
Yeah.
But public announcement. And now ask me, how am I dealing with that?
So how do you feel about this?
Well, maybe explain what Chef's Life is first.
Oh, sorry, I didn't know that I was. So
I can do
don't
it.
you think you should explain what
Yeah,
Chef's Life is?
it's called the Harley Malarkey Podcast. I just want to give you some lines, but if you're not willing to take them, allow me. So it was some years ago, 4 years ago, 5 years ago, during COVID, I was doing these online cooking classes, and I came to realize that as I was cooking for people online, doing what were we doing? Employee relief fund. We turned our restaurant into a shipping center. We were shipping groceries across the country, like thousands of packages a week some weeks. And I was doing like 5 classes a week with 200 people. But I got to go into people's kitchens, and I jokingly always say that no one ever invited me to their house before COVID, but here I was in people's houses because I guess I'm just an asshole.
Nobody invites us over still, for the most part.
Yeah, everyone's scared to invite the chef over. Like, I don't want to see him have me. I don't want to cook for the chef. Is that what it is? Or maybe we smell funny?
I don't know. I'm not sure.
Or,
I get invited places.
my jokes aren't funny? All right, anyway, so there I am, and I'm looking at people's kitchens. I'm like, what kind of oven, what kind of pans, what kind of knives, what kind of this, what kind of this? And I said, what kind of oil are you using? And 99% of the people said, I'm using extra virgin olive oil to cook in. I was like Macaulay Culkin, like hands on there, like, no, like that, like scared.
Yeah.
And because extra virgin olive oil is a spectacular oil, and it is a delicate oil used for finishing things, and you put it on after you've cooked something. Or you make a vinaigrette out of it, or you just drink it like J-Lo.
Or you can cook with it at like not crazy high temperatures.
Yeah. But you know what a crazy high temperature is? One that is with fire. And so if you're using fire in your cooking, the temperature is getting pretty extreme. So that beautiful, sexy extra virgin olive oil that they say don't even store next to the window because it doesn't like the sun. People are putting it in their hot saute pans and getting it to like 400 degrees, and that stuff's just like, I can't take it. That's what oil sounds like in a pan.
You know, you close the company down, you don't have to keep pitching it.
Well, I want to just let you know that the fucking idea was right. It was right, and y'all missed it. Y'all missed it. The whole world missed the right product. And I had the aha moment. I was like, oh my God, I'm going to teach the world how to use the right oil.
Yeah.
And this is in, COVID times. In restaurants, I just know what chefs in restaurants use because I'm a chef in a restaurant.
Yeah.
Right? And do you know what's in all of our fryers in restaurants?
Canola oil.
Canola oil.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah. Chefs do not. You can't cook with extra virgin olive oil at
No,
a restaurant.
God,
Restaurant cooking is way hotter than a lot of home cooking too.
No. All right. So, I mean, if you turn the fire on, it's going to get hot.
Yeah.
Right? Extra virgin olive oil doesn't want to be around fire.
Yeah.
I sounded like Jerry Seinfeld for a second right there. It doesn't want to be around the fire. And then we, in our pouring stores, for the most part, we use different neutral flavored, non-flavored oils. We use grapeseed sometimes. We use canola. We use a canola.
What is this for? Your what?
When we're saute pans. So
Okay.
that we have the fryers,
Okay.
pure canola.
What'd you call it? Pouring stores?
They're like little pouring stores. That's what you call them. They got a
Okay.
little clicker, and you like do 3 saute pans. You go pop, fish, vegetable, boom, and you're cooking like that.
Yeah.
That is typically a olive and canola blend.
Okay.
It's like 25% olive, so you get a little essence of olive oil, but
Yeah.
you get that high heat of the canola. But olive is also second pressed, not extra virgin.
Yeah.
Is a great cooking oil also. So we had those. I was like, wow, what if I do this? I did this. Next thing you know, I come up with a product line, a great local company called Bex Brands who did like Suja and stuff like that. She came up with the greatest bottling and packaging, and she did the use this for,
Yeah.
right? Use this for. The world wants to know what to do. At the grocery store, I know you don't know anything. People don't know, right? And so we came up, use this oil for cooking. Long story short, we get on the shelves in like 2,000 Kroger's to start with. The problem is they put the cooking oil in one section and the extra virgin olive oil in the other section. But my story is to teach the extra virgin olive oil people not to use the cooking oil. And then then I met you, and then you bursted my bubble and helped me out in certain ways. But I was a blended oil.
Yeah.
Grapeseed, sunflower, olive, and avocado, right? Kind of like they're all superstars by themselves. They became a superhero together. Like amazing. People loved it. Industry people loved it. Everybody loved this oil. And then you politely told me something about seed oil.
Yeah.
There was that seed oil conversation.
Yeah.
Oh, and I was like, oh, you don't know what you're talking about. You don't know. So we went from our blending oil to our extra virgin olive oil to, our cooking oil, our blending, which was a combination of extra virgin and our seed oils. And we kept going. We got somebody new, Jamie, to come in and help run the company. He knew that we needed to pivot out of seed oil. So we did the black bottles,
Yeah.
the avocado, and the organic avocado, which sold like crazy.
Yeah, those were the only ones I would let you cook for me with.
Truth be known, those
Yeah.
are the only ones she let me cook at the house with. And then we had our organic extra virgin olive oil, single source California. Those did amazing. The sprays.
Yeah,
Using
people
the
love the sprays.
sprays, the brown
Amy's
butter.
favorite thing was the sprays.
Mamie's upset about the sprays being gone. Anyway, Graza's just winning. Graza's just punching us in the face. Just pop, 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 pop. And you see Graza everywhere, right? And you know what, Graza? Yeah, you are great for the drizzle, but you ain't supposed to sizzle. And you know that. And Graza, I'm so excited. Tag Graza on this.
What about the second pressed olive oil? Is that high heat?
The second pressed olive oil, yes, the second press is good. So, but
How high?
400.
Well, that's what they're doing.
No, they had the extra virgin olive oil is what they first came out with. Extra virgin olive oil.
Yeah, that was their
the
drizzle.
drizzle sizzle.
Oh.
It drizzled and sizzled.
Oh.
But then they knew that there was hanging in the wind.
Yeah.
There was hanging in the wind.
They're nuts?
Yeah.
Okay.
Dick is what I was thinking
Oh.
actually. And then they came up with the olive oil, the fazzizzle. You got the fazzizzle now.
Frizzle?
The frizzle, which is you going, oh shit, yeah, you probably shouldn't cook with the extra virgin olive oil. Cook with the olive oil.
Yeah.
So anyway, but they're just beating us. They won. Congratulations, Graza. We weren't even in the same boxing match. We were like, well, we want in. We want to fight, you know. We weren't even Logan Paul. We were like worse than that, and that's bad. I don't know if you know what that means. You know, like,
I thought he was like pretty successful at his fights.
he's fought somebody that knew what they were doing the other day, and he got his ass kicked.
Okay,
Right? Mike Tyson should have killed him, but he got paid not to.
Is that true?
I admire the guy 100%. I admire the guy. He does look like he's in great shape, and he looks like he knows what he's doing. But whatever.
He's gotten a lot of attention, so, you know,
Yeah.
it's like you.
Yeah. Well, douchebags for life. Here we go. Anyway, so we're fighting. We get into all the right stores, and then all of a sudden we're on the bottom shelf of Whole Foods. We're in the fucking top shelf of this grocery store. We're not winning. We're not winning.
You want to be eye placement, eye level.
Eye placement, eye level. So then Danielle said, "Why don't you get into?" And we can't release that yet.
Oh, yeah?
We can't say that
Are
yet.
you sure? Yeah, I guess we can.
100%, we cannot. So
Well, there is a health thing that I do want to say because I make Brian get his blood work done. And when he got his blood work done 3 years ago, it's when we were primarily cooking with Chef's Life seed oils. And then he got his blood done after his incident, so in like October. And that was when I had been making him cook with no seed oils in the home for, a couple years now.
I'm not endorsing this conversation right now, but
Okay.
go ahead.
And his total cholesterol went down 40 points. He has a family history of high cholesterol. His total cholesterol went down 40 points, and his good cholesterol, I think, I don't know how the exact number, but I can look at it later for you, went up by 15 or 20 points. So his HDL went up by like 15 or 20. His good cholesterol went down by 40. Like that, by all means, if you look that up, that is like a significant cardiovascular health improvement. I'm sure we've done other things. Like I cook for him a lot more than I did 3 years ago, but I would say the main variable we changed is what we cook our food with, and his cholesterol numbers really improved. And we didn't go lower fat by any means. So
I'm putting my hat on backwards. All right, so this is the shit I've had to deal with all along, people, is the truth. So yeah, it's a lot. It's a lot. So anyway, we lost the fight. We tried to pivot, and the pivot's so close. There's a pivot. We know what we need to do with this company, but this company just couldn't sustain any longer. And essentially, what we want to get into, and that's all I'm going to say right now because I can't wait to share what we're going to get into. But we have to close this company. We have to reorganize completely. We have to analyze all of this information because it's scary in the CPG world.
yeah, it is. I'm kind of like I was the one who, not that I've done all the work for it by any means, but I came up with the idea for the pivot, and I'm still like, are you sure you want to do this again? Like, are you? There's a lot of money, a lot of personal money was like put into
my
Chef's
money,
Life.
investor money, family money,
Yeah, could be
hard earned, paid taxes money was invested in this company, and it is painful.
And what do you have to show for it now? Lessons, knowledge.
Knowledge is what I have right now.
Yeah.
Because that's all we got, and it's
expensive
the amount
lessons
of what we learned. But you know how many people in the CPG, consumer product goods, that's what it's called, people, it took me forever to figure that out too, on the shelf shit. 90% of upstarts is the number I heard recently.
Yeah.
90%. That makes the restaurant industry safe compared to creating your hot sauce, creating your condiment.
I mean, 10% success rate sounds high.
And but here's the deal. If you are that 10%, it's fucking massive.
Yeah.
If you get a brand that is
I think if you're that, I think it's like a 2%. I feel like it's like a 98% failure rate.
Well, whatever. Yeah, whatever makes you feel better. We're in the big number now.
Yeah.
We're in the big number. But if you get one of those products and you get a unicorn product like Truff,
Siete,
like Graza, those are
Primal Kitchen.
You get those unicorns.
That's generational wealth.
Fuck, it's like that. It is astronomical what those can do, and you get bought by the billionaires because the billionaires are the old scraunchy has-been things. It's kind of like the Cheesecake Factory. Mm-hmm. The Cheesecake Factory is a monster, a behemoth. But you know what the Cheesecake Factory does? It buys Sam Fox restaurants. True Foods, North Italia. It buys those. It didn't buy True Foods, but it bought the other ones, Blanca. It buys cool shit. So the behemoths, the Heinz of the world and whatever else there's out there, they're like, oh, something new. And you want them to want you. And that's your goal, is to get that 30, 50, 100, $250 million purchase. And you got to keep punching them because you're fighting the billionaires.
Yeah. Well, I think just watching the whole CPG thing, it was, I don't know, it's interesting. I learned a lot of lessons watching it too. And you do see, like, I am somebody who really cares about integrity in a brand. Like, if you say you are certain things, you better fucking be those things. And you were. You didn't lie about anything on your labels. But there is just, like, it was like, well, we were in glass.
Don't get me started.
We were in glass. We had to move to plastic because shipping is so much more expensive when you're in glass. Glass is so much more expensive. And you see how all these brands, like, sell out. They're like, well, there is a certain bottom line we had to meet. This is such a cutthroat industry. Like, your margins are, a lot of times really thin.
You think selling something on Amazon is like victory? You think getting your stuff in a grocery store is victory? That's what I used to believe.
Yeah.
I was like, oh my God, I'm in a grocery store. Like the first grocery store that we were on the shelf, I always was like down there taking pictures and smiling and buying product and handing it out. And I bought a lot of product off the shelf now just to make sure the numbers look decent. Like, like, we're a little low in Southern California. Malarkey's fucking hitting like 8 Whole Foods in one day, buying out the whole shelf.
He did that multiple times.
Oh, it's a horrible, horrible thing. But you were gonna say truth.
The margins, just like,
The margins are so small, and then like you like, oh my God, I'm on Amazon. I want to do it, and I want it so bad. They're you know why Jeff Bezos has all the money in the world is because he has all the money in the world. Because you don't make much money on your margins because he takes so much money of yours to put it on his platform.
and there's so many startup costs. There's so many operating costs. And so and then the cost of food and goods has risen so much. Like, it's a really, really tough business to be in. And it's a really tough business to be in and not sell your soul and not like companies, like, you see it all the time. Unless a third party goes out there and tests them, or they say they're third party verified, I would say 80% of them are lying to you about exactly what's in there. The macronutrient ratios, the additives, like, companies try and get away with whatever they can because they're trying to survive. And I don't have a good answer for it. Like, watching you, it's like, this was some of your livelihood. You didn't cut corners in that way, but your company didn't survive, And so it is just interesting that it's just like, this is what our...
Let me in, coach.
Okay.
Let me in. Okay, so go back to another thing. So yeah, you have all those costs, the bottling, the shipping, the stocking fees, the product costs and stuff like that. That's not even the number one fucking cost. You know what the number one cost is?
What?
Marketing.
Yeah.
Like, how do I tell the world you're cooking with extra virgin olive oil? You shouldn't be doing it. These people aren't going to change Nana's way. They're not going to tell you the way that they are taught. Like, oh no. I mean, I got Bobby Flay videos going, yeah, of course I know you're not supposed to cook with extra virgin olive oil. Nobody gives a fuck, Bobby. They're all cooking with extra virgin olive oil and they're not changing their ways. So to change people's cooking habits is huge, and it costs money for branding, marketing, education, social media, influencers, all of those things. So that's a huge, huge cost. And then, you got something?
Well, I think to finish my point, it is like that is capitalism. Like, that is essentially what capitalism is. That's the position that CPG puts you in. I'm not saying I'm an anti-capitalist by any means at all, but I do think it is like everybody's goal is ultimately to become this billion-dollar brand, or sometimes it's just to stay alive. And it's like, maybe we would be better off if that wasn't what people were motivated towards, and people were interested in creating like really great brands like for their community that were like more grassroots. And if it makes it to the big leagues, that's amazing. I know your brain doesn't work that way.
Humanity, like be a humanitarian.
Just like you start off with something because you love this product more than
did.
anything.
Are you saying I didn't?
No, I'm not saying you didn't, but it's just that you love this product more than anything. It starts off by you like wanting to give it or sell it to your friends and community
I want to
and
teach
farmers
the world
markets.
to sing
You
in
did.
perfect harmony.
It's not right or wrong. It's just my commentary on how like these are why we have the problems we have in the world.
Well, yes, the world is run by Coca-Cola.
Yeah.
Okay, so yes, so when you get on all of these shelves and you don't have a massive marketing budget, you put stuff on the shelf to not sell. It's the worst thing ever. All of a sudden now I have to keep shipping shit and holding shit and floating money and borrowing, begging from Peter to pay Mary and Paul and whatever that line is. But and then all of a sudden you have these super long arms that can't reach because they're so weak and slender that you're just like supply chain, and you have like a little tiny voice going, buy Chef's Life, it's the right oil, blah, 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 blah. So we learned a lot. So don't rush into getting on multiple shelves if you have this.
That's also kind of what I'm saying. Like, I think some companies that have like interesting stories, like Bitchin', which if you see on TikTok, there's an interesting counter narrative to them. But Bitchin' sauce was started like in their
farmers market,
in their kitchen, and they started at farmers markets. And I don't think they ever had intentions of becoming like a.
Did I tell you I wrote the forward to our cookbook?
Yeah, check it out.
Yeah.
Well, I don't think it's out yet, but
it's coming out.
Yeah.
I just signed everything. It's good.
But that's like a company that started with integrity and started because they had this great recipe that they wanted to share with their community, and
it's
it
like
led
my
to them.
girl at Scene Chili. I love you. I hope that you make it to the big times because your chili sauce is so effing
Yeah,
good.
and it leads to them becoming a national brand. It's like starting a brand with soul, like not starting the brand to become $1 billion company, but starting the brand.
Are you saying that's what I am? I'm just a bitch. I went straight to the fucking. I swung.
Well, that's who you are, but it
I
is.
swung like.
I think that it.
Babe Ruth. I pointed to the outfield. I was like, just go low, boom, and then all of a sudden my ball's like flying, 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 and then there's the wall, and it's like short, kook.
Well, I
out.
think there's like
That's what
potentially
happened.
lessons to be learned too. I think you even said this yourself. Like, I wish I had started a little bit more grassroots. Like, I wish I had invested more in like making this a really big San Diego product. And then you could have done it with probably less investment, less money. You would have gotten more feedback. You might have decided to pivot from seed oils before you were already a national brand. You might have been more nimble. Like, you might have had the ability to shift directions earlier before trying to shoot for the stars too early. Like, I think that that's potentially a lesson to be learned. And I think the world is changing. Like, there's so much noise, there's so much out there. Like, if you're a brand that really wants to break through the noise, like, you have to have a soul. And not saying that Chef's Life didn't have a soul. Like, you believed in it with your heart and soul, but you have to have a soul. Like, you have to like care about this brand so much that even if it doesn't hit $1 billion, like, you feel good that you got this brand into the world. Like, that's my opinion. There are the soulless brands that make it to the top, but that's how I see success of the future.
So I guess you'll be going to the farmer's market for me soon.
Sure, if I feel strongly about your product, I'll set up at the farmer's market. I've always kind of had a dream of having a product at a farmer's market.
Well, that's good.
Yeah.
That's very good. That's very good. So we're pivoting. So Chef's Life is all those times I said Chef's Life for life. I will always remember it my entire life.
Yeah.
So it will be for life.
Yeah.
But we are letting her go. And thank you to everybody out there who supported us. And it was incredible. We met so many great people between the grocers, the customers, everybody who was out there enjoying the product and having so much fun. We had a great time.
Yeah.
On behalf of myself and the team at Chef's Life. I would like to bring up one more thing that you said though, is like, oh, these people are like truth in labels and shit like that. I got a couple truths and labels I'd like to expose to the world right now.
Is that going to give away your product?
Nope. Anyway, have you heard about the giant lawsuit for the tequila companies that aren't 100% agave?
Yeah.
Yeah, sons of bitches.
We used to drink so much tequila, and I would say 90% of the ones we used to drink weren't 100% agave.
Yeah,
Even the expensive ones like Casamigos, Don Julio,
they're in trouble.
Patron.
They're in trouble.
Thank fucking God.
They were cutting corners.
Yeah,
right?
I think that there should be real accountability for people that cut corners.
Okay, so this is where I think
especially if you're a monster like that.
This is where I think the next class action lawsuit's coming. Grass-fed beef. All right, people? Right? It's your milks, your butters, your tallows, your stuff the meat you buy in the grocery store, grass-fed meat. Now Google me this, my friends. How much beef in the US is grass-fed? It's like less than, what did I say?
When you say grass-fed, do you mean grass-finished?
Well, so see, that's the problem. See, that's where they're all lying to you. Do you know that we're ranchers? We have a herd of 25 cattle right now. We're 23 in about 2 hours. Sorry. But we're ranchers. All of our beef, I would say 99% of the beef in the U.S. is grass-fed beef. 98% of that beef is not grass finished. It gets grain, right? And so everyone gets mad at grain because it has corn in it for the most part. And Monsanto owns all the corn, right? So all the corn is essentially genetically altered, right? So you can't be genetically
GMO free.
You can't be GMO free. So that's why all of this beef. Our cattle don't get antibiotics. They get natural antibiotics or whatever. They don't get the steroids.
What do you mean natural antibiotics?
They
only get antibiotics if they're sick.
Yes.
They're not like pre-treated with antibiotics.
No.
Yeah.
We're doing like yes, and we go with all the healthiest grains. We go with all the healthiest medical things if they need the medical things. Yeah. Very clean cattle right there. So there's a lot of great cattle, and then there's feedlot cattle that are just jacked up, steroids, antibiotics, everything like that. But 2% of the U.S., right, is grass-fed beef and grass-finished beef. Yet, like 30%, 40% of the product sold in the U.S. says grass-fed on it. Now, I know New Zealand and Australia have this amazing grass-fed beef industry, but I'm pretty sure they're BSing because I see steaks that say, oh, this is grass-fed, grass-finished beef. It's not. You know it's not. If it's got that Wagyu marble, if it's got any marbling in it, it is not grass-finished beef.
That's not
Million
Entirely
percent.
true.
Million percent.
A grass-fed beef has no marbling in it.
Grass finished.
A grass-finished beef has no marbling in it, and the whole cow, there's no fat on it. It's just all muscle meat.
You can tell it's like it's like red. It tastes like liver. It tastes like it has very little. You can look at two. I can look at two pieces of beef and tell you exactly which one is grass finished and which one is not. 100%.
Okay.
100%. Yes, of course it has a natural fat on it and stuff
Well,
like that.
that is, if you do care about that stuff, though, you do have to know how to read your labels. And if something says like 100% grass fed or grass finished, that should mean it's part of the 2%.
Grass fed does not mean grass finished.
Grass fed means shit.
Every single cow on the planet.
Okay, take it down a couple notches.
Fuck,
I
it
know
just
you're
gets me
passionate about
excited.
it, but yeah,
Woo!
we got it. We got it.
Ugh, people.
Yeah, I mean there's so many things like that, and there's like my friend Zoe and I back in the day when we were like always, we probably had disordered eating, trying to stay skinny. We loved like these smart sweet things, and we were always like, there's no way. They were like these sugar-free gummies, and we're like, there's no fucking way these only have 2 grams of sugar in them, but we just ate them anyways because we're like, we'll listen to the label. And then 2 years later, like we both sent each other all these articles. We were like, we fucking knew it, and Smart Sweets got sued because they were lying about how much sugar was on the label. And I remember I was in my nutrition class and I was talking to one of my diabetic friends, and she's like, oh yeah, if I eat Smart Sweets, my blood sugar skyrockets. And so this is like something that so many companies use in so many different ways. And that's one of the reasons that it's best not to eat packaged foods, because you cannot trust a label, unfortunately. You just
100%.
can't.
And I know
Not
that.
to give anybody paranoia, but it's, if you are really conscious of what's going in your body, you want things in a package with ingredients on them to make up a very small portion of your diet.
And a lot of people think RFK is a complete crack, and I won't get into the reasons why on that one, but he is doing one thing that is very good that we should all be able to agree upon. He is getting a lot of attention on this processed food. He's trying to get dyes out of food. He's trying to really change, because guys, we have the worst food supply chain in the world because our food is so manipulated and so jacked up by big corporates feeding us cardboard and fake products all the time.
Yeah, and it happens most to like people of lower income. We were like, we need to do a whole podcast episode on the fucking Dollar Tree and Joshua Tree. It was like
What
in
you
a
could
shitty
buy?
town in Joshua Tree, but that's like where the people did their grocery shopping, and it's just all horrible processed foods. Which lead to all sorts of like downstream health effects. And I think the way that I really try to like simplify nutrition for people is like, you don't have to worry about like, am I eating too much fat? Am I not eating enough protein? Like you do have to like sort of have an understanding of what those things are. But really it's just like, how much of the food I'm eating is as close to nature as possible. And that's like how I explain seed oils to people. I'm like, these oils, like, do you know how small a rapeseed is, which is what canola oil is made from? Like, to get oil out of that tiny seed, you have to use massive chemical high heat extraction processes to pull oil out of that. Like, do you think any of our ancestors could have ever figured out how to get oil out of a rapeseed? Like, no, they couldn't. So that probably means that our biology, our body is not designed to process high quantities of that. Did our ancestors kill?
Real quick. On that though, one more shout out for Chef's Life here. I always said, okay, it's not my seed oil that was hurting you. Okay, you're cooking in my seed oil, right? You're high heat cooking, it sears, you're not absorbing a lot of seed oil. A little bit, yes, okay? The problem, the bad seed oil is at your fast food restaurants where they're putting the Kentucky Fried Chicken, big giant sponges of seed oil into the fryer, and you're like, you're just consuming massive quantities. And all salad dressings, 90%, 95% of salad dressings are built off of seed oil. Mayonnaise. Do you know what they put in mayonnaise? The worst fucking
Soybean
oils.
oil.
The
worst
oils.
Fried foods are a whole other thing, because not only is it the shitty oil that they're frying at super high heat, but fryers, they reuse that oil for sometimes up to like a week, and they just keep like refiltering it and reusing the oil. And each time you use it and heat it up, it gets more and more toxic and it becomes a trans fat. So there's a lot of problem with fried foods. Like, fried foods are definitely an occasional treat.
Yes, and yes. So, all right, with that, we're going to bring Chef's Life back out of the, we're digging her back out because I still got fight meat. Onward and upward.
We're bringing her out with integrity and with health in mind.
Yes, we're not bringing Chef's Life back.
Oh, well, if your pivot is what I'm talking about. If you come back
No,
with
my
another
pivot
brand,
will be
it
a
will
whole
have a
other
lot of
brand, a whole other
integrity. It will
name.
have a lot of health in
It
mind.
will be a lot. It's going to be yes. It's going to be for the betterment of humanity.
So, just before we wrap up, I don't necessarily love this word because I think that we learn things sometimes that are more valuable than success, but like how do you feel about Chef's Life being a failure? And what do you think is the most important lesson that you have learned in this process?
Um, I am very proud to say I have dealt with very little failure in my life.
Hmm.
So this is a new taste in my mouth. Um, I feel responsible to investors mainly
Hmm.
and family.
Hmm.
I'm, as usual, put myself on the bottom of the list of who needs to be taken care of.
Yeah.
I'm hoping the pivot allows me the opportunity to reimburse my investors,
Hmm.
potentially make them some money. Um, I don't look at it as a failure. I look at it as a great opportunity to learn.
Hmm.
I've heard this before for entrepreneurs and people who put their in the wind. Um, that if you don't kick the ball, you can't score.
Yeah.
And we kicked it, we threw it, we did everything, and I it only makes me a little bit more determined to do better
Hmm.
and solve this puzzle of the CPG world. And you're right, it has to have that integrity. It has to have that, like this is for the people. It's not to get me rich.
Yeah.
It's to give the people something that will make them better, happier, and healthier. And if it has that integrity behind it, um, it will be a success.
Yeah. And success, I mean, it will be a success in one way or another if
Yeah.
it has that energy behind it.
Yes.
Success can be billions of dollar brand, or success can be like changing the way that people eat.
Yes. It's like us right here.
Mm.
We don't have a million listeners, but we do get stopped occasionally on the street and people go, "Oh my God, that podcast really helped me.
Yeah.
That podcast made a difference." So as long as we're making a difference, even if it's just a little difference, it's a big deal.
I agree.
You don't stop. That's a mic drop. That was a mic
No,
drop.
you didn't answer the second part of my
Oh,
question.
okay,
What was
sorry.
the biggest lesson you learned
Biggest
in this whole
lesson I
process?
learned was so many lessons. So many
You can
lessons.
give us a couple.
The biggest lesson I learned is exactly what you said. It's better to just crush 10 grocery stores rather than flail in 4,000 grocery stores.
Yeah.
It's so much better to, yes, win and then grow and not just be like, I mean, we launched in 2,000 grocery stores.
Hmm.
We're almost dead day one. Like I thought that's what I wanted.
Yeah.
And I was like, oh my God, somebody's gonna buy the oil once a day, blah blah blah. Even though I knew that there was numbers and I just didn't look at them, I just had my own idea behind it. And do you know that you're lucky to sell one bottle a week in a grocery store?
Which is crazy.
Crazy. I mean, you think about like beer
Yeah.
and soda and meats and the things that people are like boom, 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 boom,
Yeah.
boom, 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 boom. Like I was in a low turn, very low turn category, and I was like, I just learned so much about the business, and I learned that social media and marketing is really hard,
Yeah.
and
It is. I mean, we know that.
yeah,
This too.
and you
And just like, I don't know, not to interrupt you, but even we notice like sometimes our reels go viral and that doesn't necessarily translate to a lot of listeners. Like you can have great content out there. How do you get that to turn into bottles moved off the shelf? Like it's a really complicated equation.
there's so much noise in the world, so much noise in the world, so much noise in the world, and people have a tendency. This is the oil I buy.
Yeah.
This is the salt I buy. This is the spice I buy. This is what I buy. This is what I buy. And to get somebody to just go and look is so hard.
Yeah. I think two things that I noticed watching this journey. One is something that the Ben Shaman lady said to you is that in your life, you've always moved so fast that often you've skipped a really important step. And I think that was kind of your energy with Chef's Life, which I think in a way was like really good energy because you were so passionate about it and you just wanted it to be successful now. Like that was how you felt all the time. But I think you moved probably too fast in a world that you didn't really know anything about.
Me?
Yeah.
No.
And you missed some important steps.
What?
Like you went from 0 to 2000 instead of 0 to 10. Like, and so I think you are thinking of this next pivot. I'm watching you move a lot slower and reminding you to move a lot slower, which I think is important. And I think brands are really about the people behind them in a lot of ways. Like that is what gives your brand the soul that I was talking about. And I don't think you've always chosen the best people to push the brand forward. The Chef's Life team right now is amazing. No, it's not knocking on them, but there's been a lot of iterations of people in the world and of Chef's Life, and I think sometimes you choose the wrong people. I think that's part of you moving too fast. I've seen you choose the wrong people a few times.
Oh, I guess so. Yes. Yeah. Yeah. I think
I think it's a lesson that you've learned.
Caught up now.
Yeah, I think you have. But yeah, those are the things that I've noticed.
I'm down. You don't need to keep kicking me. Like I'm coming off as like, hey, I didn't just bury a giant company today, and I'm like kind of like good, but inside I'm actually like, oh fuck, that was fucking embarrassing. That sucks. The whole world, the whole world's getting to see right now. Like, oh yeah, well you had a good run there. We operated for 4.5 years. We did millions of dollars in business.
Yeah.
We moved hundreds of thousands of bottles of oil.
It's a success.
And then people, it's not. It's not.
No, it is a success in a lot of ways. Like most people couldn't start with the idea that you have.
Do you know how much money I got paid from Chef's Life?
Zero,
4.5 years.
negative dollars.
Probably negative $100,000. Like, oh, I won't charge him for this flight. Yeah. Oh, I won't charge him for the hotel. I won't charge him
more than $100,000.
Yeah, I won't charge him for this. It was a lot. I won't charge him for this. And I was like, oh, it's a struggling company. People did make good money off of this company.
Yeah.
A lot of people made really good money. People, there's a little bit at the end here where they're not making money, but some people had really good lifestyles for the last 4 years off of this company. But not a dime. Nope, not a dime.
Well, I think it's also good to say that you actually do feel a little low, and it is kind of embarrassing. I mean, I think that's the real truth of it. Like, it's not, I don't think you should be embarrassed. I don't think you should feel low, but I'm sure anybody that's had to be in this position goes through those feelings. Like, that's a normal part.
I don't mind making a fool of myself.
Yeah.
I do it professionally on television all the time. But I would just like to say, on a final note here, that the team at Chef's Life landed this jet without wheels, but they landed it really smooth, right? We didn't run to the banks. We didn't file for bankruptcy. We faced the music, and we did everything as honorable as we possibly could. And we have landed this big behemoth. And, for the most part, we did an incredible job of taking care of everybody along the way. So thank you so much from everybody at Chef's Life. If you see they're going to be collector's items. They're probably like Mickey Mantle baseball cards.
Yeah.
You should run to your closest grocery store that you've been buying your Chef's, or you at least walked by and saw it. You didn't buy it. Thank you, family and friends who never bought my product. You always think your friends and family will buy your product. Very rarely. They're like, oh no, I'm going to get the Bartoli's. I've always been using the Bartoli's oil. That's the best chef there is.
They don't listen to your podcast either.
Yeah, well, fuck you, family and friends that didn't buy the oil. But a lot of love to everybody. Go buy some oil. It's going to be worth less than what you paid for it when you bought it when you get home.